So for this next part, I'm going to start off by just selecting my hammer part, and I'm going to just delete the bevel modifier. This way when I join everything together, it'll all join in smoothly. So I'm going to apply the solidify modifier on my handle or my grips, and then this I'm going to delete the bevel. I'm going to select everything and press left click J, or you can go Command J, and that'll just join it all into one object here. So now we are ready to begin on the texturing, but I'm going to add in a modifier really quickly, the bevel modifier, which is the one that I just deleted, just so we can kind of get back to where we were. I just cranked up the segments to 3 and the amounts to something like 10, and that gave me a good look. Okay, so now we can work on the texturing. The first thing we're going to want to do is apply our different textures to each texture or area of the model. So if I press tab right now, or go into the texture tab, and I just change the color or change the metallic to like all the way up, you can see that the whole thing now is metallic. I don't want that. I want just the top here to be metallic and some of the handle bits. So in order to do that, I have to apply certain materials to different places. First of all, I'm going to change my render engine to cycles. It just renders out a little bit better. So first off, I'm going to press tab to go into edit mode, and then I'm going to deselect everything. You can just click somewhere else on the screen here. And then I'm going to look at my reference images and see like what of this is different textures and what can I kind of do. It looks like there are 4 different textures on this model. The metal, which is on a bit of the handle and most of the hammer part. And then there's this cool engraved like writing. And then down here, oopsies, I hide my cylinder. You can see that the handle, the grips are gold. And then the handle is leather. So what I'm going to do is, I have nothing selected, and I'm going to go to the material, and I'm going to start with the metal material because that covers most of our model. All I'm going to do is just make base material metal. So I'm just going to put that metallic there so I know that it's metal. I'm going to zoom in here, and pressing L, I can select certain like different objects in my edit mode. So I'm going to press L to the kind of leather material here, or to the handle, and that worked, but I have a bit of the top here, so I can get rid of that by pressing C and then shift. So holding down shift and C, I can now deselect the selection, some of the, oopsies, forgot that. Alright, so C, shift, I just deselected those, so now if you can see that, I only have the leather part selected. Now I'm going to press plus on the material and press assign new. And I'm just going to make this a brown material for now under the base color. And now it's getting a bit more hammery. Next step is to add some metallic or the gold to the grips. So pressing L, I have to select each of these grips. So pressing L over and over and over again, hovering my mouse over each of these grips, I can now go and press plus, assign that material, press new, change the base color down to something like orange, and then I can turn the metallic down here all the way up. And now it's kind of a gold color. And then the next part is those engraved textures. So pressing tab again, I can select all of the faces that I want that engraved texture on. So I can zoom in here, go to wireframe, and face select. I can box select all of these textures here. So shift to select multiple. There we go. And then I can do the top here and the top over there. Now I have all of those selected. I can go over here, new, assign, new. Pretty much just what I always do. And that just makes those pop up here. The next thing I'm going to do is add in an image texture. So down here under the base texture, I can go and add in a image texture, and this is just going to be my image texture for the Thor images I used for my reference. So now I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to go to the UV editing, because if you can see, my engraved writing is not lining up the way I want it to. So I'm going to select one of these faces for my engraved writing, and I'm going to press U unwrap, and this just unwraps it how I want it. Now I can take it, press S over this UV editor, so S, and then G, R90. Nope, it's not rotated, it's just off. So I can take this, press G over the UV editing, A, S to scale it, G to move it. I think it's actually on this side. G, so I'm just adjusting it to match up with my vertices, with my image over here. So now, if you can see, it's got that cool engraved image texture on that side, which is really cool. So I'm going to do the other pieces. So yeah, you can watch me do that. So I'm just going to speed up this process because you've already seen me do it on the other side. So yeah. So I went ahead and did that with all of the sides here. But if you're wondering for the top, how I do that, because it is on the top and not on the side here, you can either do it just the same way here, or you can select it, oopsies, select it, and go to the material properties, press new, assign, and this for the base color you can just add in your other image for Thor's hammer, but this one is the side, and you can do the same thing, selecting it, pressing R90 to just rotate it on 90 degrees, 180, just turn it around, and it's just gonna move it in here, just lining up everything. G to move it down. Yeah. Okay, so that'll be it for this part of the tutorial. Next part, we are going to be just working on refining our textures. So stay tuned, and I will see you on the next part. Bye.